Satoshi Nakamoto, the founder of Bitcoin, has finally been revealed. Or has he? A man who is claimed to be the inventor of Bitcoin just won a major U.S. court case, saving him from paying the estate of a former business partner tens of billions of dollars in the cryptocurrency. So do we now know for sure who Bitcoin inventor pseudonym Satoshi Nakamoto really is? Stay tuned to the end to find out. At stake was half of the 1.1 million Bitcoin mined and held by Satoshi, a cash currently worth around $56 billion, depending on when you look at it. The estate also claimed rights to some of the intellectual property behind early blockchain technology. And if you appreciate this video, it doesn't take much technology to click the like button below so YouTube promotes this video. Thank you so much. And if you're new here or just need a friend, please click the subscribe button below so that when new videos come out like this one, you'll be up to date right away. At the conclusion of the trial in West Palm Beach, just up the street from where I live, a Florida jury rejected claims that Craig Wright and David Kleiman formed a partnership to launch Bitcoin, ending a high-profile case that revolved around the identity of the digital currency's anonymous creator, Satoshi Nakamoto, and the disposition of a multi-billion-dollar fortune. The Satoshi Nakamoto mystery. The mystery surrounding the founding of Bitcoin is a big part of why the South Florida civil suit drew so much attention. In 2008, just as the financial crisis was taking hold in the U.S. and eventually most of the world, somebody using the pseudonym Satoshi Nakamoto published a 9-page white paper detailing a vision for Bitcoin, a peer-to-peer electronic cash system that would function outside the reach of governments. A few months later, Nakamoto released software that allowed users to mine for the cryptocurrency. With Bitcoin, transactions are made with no middlemen, meaning no banks. There are small transaction fees and no need to give your real name. Many merchants now accept them. You can buy Amazon gift cards, in our case, legal document services, or even a haircut. Now, mining for cryptocurrencies is the computationally intensive process by which new tokens are created and transactions of existing digital coins are verified. In the early days of Bitcoin, it was possible to mine it from home. At that time, winning a block yielded a reward of 50 Bitcoin. Today, the process requires specialized equipment, is mostly done at scale by professionals, and thanks to an anti-inflationary measure programmed into the code, the block reward is down to 6.25 Bitcoin. The civil suit filed by the family of Mr. Kleiman, now deceased, alleged that he and Mr. Wright formed a business partnership called W for Wright and K for Kleiman, W and K Information Defense Research. As part of the partnership, they together created and launched Bitcoin in 2008 and 2009 using the pseudonym Satoshi Nakamoto, the suit alleged. After Mr. Kleiman's death in 2013, according to the suit, Mr. Wright covered up Mr. Kleiman's involvement, and the suit sought restitution that could have totaled tens of billions of dollars and forced Mr. Wright to sell some of the fortune in Bitcoin assumed to be held by Nakamoto. Had it occurred, he would have settled the question of whether or not Mr. Wright, who has for years claimed that he created Bitcoin, was indeed involved. The jury dismissed 9 of the 10 claims, including unjust enrichment, fraud, misappropriation, and breach of partnership duties against Mr. Wright, an Australian living in the UK. The plaintiffs won on one complaint, arguing that Mr. Wright converted for his own use Bitcoin that belonged to the partnership. The jury awarded the estate of Mr. Kleiman, who was a Florida resident, $100 million on that count. Now, as the story goes, whether true or not, Nakamoto, who could be one person or a consortium of coders, remained on the scene until 2011, at which point he abruptly left the project after emailing a fellow developer to say that he had moved on to other things. Before vanishing, the enigmatic creator is believed to have mined as many as 1.1 million Bitcoin. Had Wright lost the case, he would have had to produce the Satoshi cache of coins in order to pay the estate. But Wright did say that he would prove ownership and that they were really his and he would win at trial. He also promised to donate much of his Bitcoin fortune to charity were he to prove victorious. This has been a remarkably good outcome and I feel completely vindicated, Mr. Wright said outside a courthouse after the case concluded. The case was narrowly about the nature of a short-lived business partnership, and it was more broadly about Bitcoin, which Mr. Wright has claimed since 2016 he launched using the pseudonym Satoshi Nakamoto. Now, since this is a business channel, let's go off on a little tangent and talk about Bitcoin from a business and investing perspective. Now, as a background, in my business, we accept payment in cryptocurrency. So I've had hundreds of thousands of dollars worth of Bitcoin and other crypto pass through my digital wallets on my mobile phone. So I speak from personal experience. And frankly, I love cryptocurrency. I love it for the convenience and that you can send money or money equivalent to somebody around the world and get paid 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. But keep in mind, as a digital currency, it is still a currency. It is a means to buy goods and services. Now, many people have made tons of money treating Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies as investments rather than mere currencies. But in my opinion, I don't see a big issue with putting 5% of your investments into it if you don't care if you lose a big percentage of it. Now, I haven't done so because I'm a long-term investor, and it's not a prime investment over the long term. Again, long-term because of one word: predictability. It's a greater fool theory investment. You hope that one day a greater fool will come along and pay you more. And another word: competition. Anybody with enough knowledge and gumption can create another cryptocurrency or another 100 of them. So it has nearly unlimited competition. Moreover, it is a non-performing asset. And non-performing assets such as gold, coins, classic cars, etc. With gold, you dig a hole, melt it down into blocks, then you dig another hole, put the blocks into the hole, and you pay somebody to guard it. Like Bitcoin, it doesn't produce anything, like Apple or Google or Amazon do. And as an asset class, non-performing assets have fared far worse than stock market investments. So is Craig Wright Satoshi Nakamoto? Well, that'd be no fun. The trial was only one-sided. The other side of the equation, David Kleiman, is in the grave. We may now know that Satoshi Nakamoto was indeed Craig Wright, in my opinion, from what I've studied, yes, but we may never know for sure. Please click like, subscribe, and share this video with others. Thanks for watching. This is The Business Guy.